Step 1: Mindset Reality Check. A mindset reality check is about confronting the uncomfortable truth. Your current results are a direct reflection of your current habits, discipline, and thinking patterns, not your intentions, not your excuses, and not your potential. Most people live in a gap between what they say they want and what they actually do every day. You might say you want success, financial freedom, or growth, but if your daily actions are filled with distractions, procrastination, and inconsistency, then your mindset is not aligned with your goals. This is where the reality check hits. A true mindset reality check forces you to ask hard questions. Are you really doing enough or just feeling busy? Are you improving daily or just repeating the same routine? Are you taking responsibility or blaming circumstances? The harsh truth is effort feels bigger in your head than it actually is in reality. You might feel tired but not productive. You might feel like you're trying but not progressing. That's because motion is not always progress. Scrolling, planning, overthinking, these can create an illusion of productivity without real results. Another key part of this reality check is ownership. It's easy to blame lack of resources, lack of support, or bad timing. But growth starts when you accept that even if those factors are real, you are still responsible for your response. The most successful people are not the ones with perfect conditions. They are the ones who act despite imperfect conditions. Discipline plays a major role here. Motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps you moving when you don't feel like it. A strong mindset understands that consistency beats intensity. Doing small, productive actions every day is more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. This also connects to your future self. Every decision you make today is either helping or hurting the person you want to become. A mindset reality check forces you to see that your future is not something you hope for, it is something you are building right now through your daily actions. Justification: why this matters. A mindset reality check is important because it removes illusions. Without it, people stay stuck in comfort zones, believing they are progressing when they are not. It creates awareness, and awareness is the first step to real change. It also builds accountability. Instead of waiting for external changes, you begin to focus on what you can control: your habits, your time, your effort, and your mindset. This shift is powerful because it puts you back in control of your life. Finally, it strengthens resilience. When you stop lying to yourself and start facing reality, you become mentally tougher. You stop making excuses and start making adjustments. This is the mindset that leads to long-term success, not quick wins, but consistent growth. Step to discipline over feelings. This idea is about choosing what must be done instead of what feels good in the moment. It's the mindset that separates people who stay stuck from people who actually grow. Feelings are temporary and unstable. Some days you feel motivated, confident, and energized. Other days you feel tired, lazy, doubtful, or distracted. If your actions depend on your feelings, your progress becomes inconsistent. Discipline, on the other hand, is stable. It means showing up even when you don't feel like it, doing the work even when it's boring, staying committed even when motivation disappears. Discipline says, I don't need to feel good to do what needs to be done. Feelings are not always aligned with your goals. You feel like scrolling instead of working. You feel like quitting when things get hard. You feel unmotivated when results are slow. But those feelings are driven by comfort and short-term pleasure, not long-term success. If you follow them blindly, you delay your progress. You build bad habits. You stay in the same place. Your feelings want comfort. Your goals require discomfort. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates results. Even small disciplined actions done daily will beat random bursts of motivation. For example, 30 minutes of work every day, 5 hours once a week. Posting content consistently greater than waiting for the perfect mood. Learning slowly but daily, cramming when inspired. Discipline turns actions into habits. Habits turn into identity. Step 3: Purpose and direction angle. Purpose and direction is about having a clear why behind what you do and a defined path that guides your actions. It's not just motivation, it's structure. It turns random effort into meaningful progress. Purpose is your internal reason for doing something beyond instant reward. It answers questions like, why am I doing this? What am I building? What problem am I trying to solve? Who am I becoming through this process? Without purpose, actions feel random. You might be busy, but not actually moving forward. You can work hard but still feel empty because there is no deeper meaning behind the effort. Purpose gives weight to your actions. Even small tasks feel important when you understand why they matter. Direction is the structure that turns purpose into action. If purpose is the why, direction is the how and where. Clear goals, a step-by-step path. Priority is what matters most right now. Consistency in action. Without direction, purpose becomes just an idea. You may feel inspired, but you don't know what to do next. That leads to confusion, overthinking, and inconsistency. Direction solves that by giving your mind a focus point. Many people say, I want success, I want financial freedom, I want to change my life, but they fail because they stop at purpose. They don't break it down in two. Daily actions, measurable steps, consistent habits. So, what happens? They stay motivated only temporarily. They jump from one idea to another. They feel like they're working hard, but nothing changes. Purpose without direction becomes frustration. On the other hand, some people have direction but no purpose. They may follow routines, complete tasks, stay busy, but they don't feel fulfilled. Why? Because they don't understand why they're doing it. Without purpose, discipline feels heavy, work feels meaningless. Burnout becomes easier. Direction without purpose becomes mechanical living. Real growth happens when purpose and direction work together. Purpose gives meaning. Direction gives execution. When combined, you know what you want. You know what to do. You stay consistent even when motivation drops. This combination removes confusion. Instead of asking, what should I do? You already know your path. Why this mindset matters in real life. In real-world situations, especially business, content creation, or skill building, there are three common problems. 1. Distraction. Without direction, everything looks important. You jump from idea to idea without finishing anything. 2. Inconsistency. Without purpose, you lose interest quickly. You stop when things get hard or boring. Step for the comfort zone trap. How comfort can quietly become a limitation rather than a reward. At first, a comfort zone feels safe, stable, and emotionally easy, but over time, it can turn into a hidden barrier that prevents growth, progress, and real self-improvement. What the comfort zone trap really means. A comfort zone is a mental and behavioral space where everything feels predictable. You already know the outcomes, the routines are familiar, and there's little risk of failure or embarrassment. The trap happens when a person stays there too long, not because they are resting, but because they are avoiding discomfort that leads to growth. The problem is not comfort itself. Rest is necessary. The problem is when comfort becomes the default lifestyle instead of a recovery phase. Why it feels safe but becomes limiting. The brain is designed to protect you from uncertainty. Anything unfamiliar, new skills, challenges, risks, or social pressure can feel like danger even when it's not. So the mind naturally pushes you back into familiar routines. This creates a cycle. You avoid discomfort. You stay in what you already know. You feel temporarily safe. But long-term progress slows down. That's why people can feel stuck even when life is technically stable. Nothing is wrong, but nothing is advancing either. The hidden cost of staying comfortable. The comfort zone trap doesn't always feel like failure. In fact, it often feels like peace, but the hidden cost is slow growth. You start losing exposure to challenges that develop. Confidence under pressure. Problem-solving ability. Adaptability to change. Emotional resilience. Over time, opportunities that require courage start to feel too big or not for me, not because you are incapable, but because you haven't trained yourself to face discomfort anymore. This is how potential gets delayed, not destroyed, but paused for too long. Why growth only happens outside it. Real development always requires a level of discomfort. Whether it's learning a skill, starting a business, improving discipline, or changing mindset, growth demands uncertainty. Every meaningful upgrade in life has a pattern. It feels hard at first, it requires unfamiliar effort. It may involve failure or embarrassment, but it expands your capability. If everything always feels easy, it usually means you are operating below your potential, not at your peak. The trap most people don't notice. The most dangerous part of the comfort zone trap is that it doesn't feel like a trap. It can disguise itself as, "I'll start later. I'm not ready yet. I'm just taking a break. I'm fine where I am." The comfort zone trap exists because the human brain values safety more than growth. But modern success, opportunity, and self-development require the opposite behavior, choosing growth over temporary comfort.